Speaker.
Call the member for Noosa.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The main legislation for body corporates in Queensland is the Body Corporate and Community Management Act 1997, used for governance of subdivisions such as apartment buildings. However, even now, as we've heard, some developments remain under the older legislation. The Building Units and Group Titles Bill aims to improve the operation of the older Building Units and Group Titles Act, or BUGTA, and the Mixed Use Development Act 1993, which is the MUDA, with a focus on making body corporate government arrangements much fairer. It does this through supporting information and education services, enhancing dispute resolution, and we heard a lot of those at our hearings, providing clearer obligations of body corporates, improved rules for committee membership and decision-making, amongst others, and which were all very welcomed. However, as outlined in my statement of reservation in the Legal Affairs and Safety Committee report, there are three main concerns in relation to the bill, and even though the Attorney-General has mentioned these with reassurances, I will briefly recount them. Firstly, the funding relating to this bill was provided in the 2022-2023 budget, where the government committed an additional $2.5 million over 3 years for the Office of the Commissioner for Body Corporate and Community Management to implement the reforms in this bill. However, no additional ongoing funding was provided for the Office of the Commissioner, which has been under extreme duress due to the increases in Queenslanders living within body corporates, leading to delays in resolutions. A funding increase for the Office of the Commissioner is warranted and needed. Secondly was the limited scope of the bill, which only addresses a fairly narrow, though very important and prioritised set of issues in the old acts. In saying that, the issues it does address have been welcomed, and we heard earlier from the gallery, body corporate members of Corinne Cove Island Resort and others, which are administered under the old acts and who have had many difficulties over some years, and no doubt there will be celebrations on these amendments. However, the submissions, including from my electorate during the committee's inquiry, highlighted a broad range of other issues in the body corporate area that are of major concern and must be addressed. These included the long-term contracts for body corporate managers, procedural issues such as timing for circulation of minutes and notification of committee meetings, as well as who is eligible to be elected to the committee or be a non-voting member. The Attorney has mentioned that the government has established a Community Titles Legislation Working Group, CTLWG, to provide advice on key community titles-related issues and to promptly address the issues that this bill has failed not to do. Lastly, the bill introduces a new requirement for body corporates in the old acts for mandatory recovery of body corporate levy debts. The Strata Community Association Queensland raised a significant problem with this provision, in that without the ability to recover costs, the body corporate is obliged to incur significant costs, which may place the body corporate in a worse financial situation. And again, it is appreciated that the Attorney mentioned the CTW group and that they will be investigating this. It's also been reassuring that this will not be applicable until this part of the bill is resolved. As has been raised previously, the practical functioning of the committee system and processes, as well timelines as mentioned, is another example of the need to review these as part of greater efficiencies and outcomes for Queenslanders. I thank our Chair, the member for Toohey, fellow committee members, our extremely hard-working Secretariat and all submitters, as well witnesses to the hearing, and they really did. They shared their stories, which was really sad to hear many of them because of what's been happening. However, it has been good to hear how this bill will assist. Hopefully, the other changes that are needed will be on the way shortly, and all can finally see some light at the end of what has been a very long, dark tunnel. Thank you, and I commend the bill to the House.